Ahead this morning on a Wake Up Wisconsin, we'll have the latest on a deadly mass shooting at a campus in Oregon. Plus, a program expanding to help fight drug abuse in central Wisconsin. Thanks so much for starting your morning with Wake Up Wisconsin. I'm Paige Hulsey.
And I'm Justin Lowe. Rebecca out on assignment this morning.
Yeah, she has a fun story coming up for you, so you'll want to make sure to stay tuned.
Yes, and we've got some nice weather heading your way as well for the next couple of days.
Perfect, just in time for the weekend.
Some nice fall weather.
Thousands gathered at a small community college in Oregon last night. They held a candlelight vigil for the 9 victims killed and the 7 others hurt during a mass shooting at the campus yesterday morning. We are starting to get a clear picture of exactly what unfolded after a day of chaos at the scene. The number of casualties, even the shooter's age, had changed throughout the day as authorities were responding to the shooting. They now have confirmed the Oregon College shooter as 26-year-old Chris Harper Mercer. They say the shooter was carrying 4 firearms, including 1 rifle, and was wearing body armor. Investigators say he was killed in a shootout with responding officers. It's not known, though, if he was shot by one of the officers or killed himself. Students were obviously left shaken by the incident. Of the 7 people hospitalized, 3 are in critical condition. The other 4 are expected to be okay. And after the shooting, a visibly frustrated President Obama said thoughts and prayers are not enough of a response to another deadly shooting. The president called for every American to pressure their lawmakers into passing new gun safety legislation. But in a radio interview yesterday, Republican presidential hopeful Ben Carson reportedly said the focus should instead be on mental health. And overnight, investigators raided the apartment complex they say Mercer was living in, looking for answers. Coming up in our next half hour, we'll take a closer look at what we know about the shooter and what investigators think the motive might have been for that attack. It is 6:03 this morning. Turning now to Afghanistan, 11 people are dead, including 6 U.S. service members after a military plane crashed. The Air Force says the cargo plane went down at an airport in Jalabad. The victims reportedly include 5 contracted civilians as well as the U.S. service members. No immediate word on what caused the crash. And now to our continuing coverage of the death of a police officer in northern Illinois. Investigators have confirmed Fox Lake Lieutenant Joe Glinowitz was shot with his own gun. He was found dead 1 month ago after losing contact with dispatch while running after 3 men. Despite a manhunt, police haven't made any arrests or identified any suspects. Investigators have confirmed there was evidence of a struggle at the scene. Officials say the case is still being investigated as a homicide, but they're not ruling out anything. Investigators also revealed the results of gunshot residue testing, but they're saying those results are inconclusive. Residue existing on the officer's hands couldn't prove if he fired a gun or only that a gun was fired near him. A program is expanding to help fight drug abuse in central Wisconsin, and the timing of this is significant. 2 major heroin-related crimes took place just this week in Marathon County. One of those crimes, the largest heroin drug bust the city of Marshfield has ever seen, according to police. The chief says they seized $80,000 worth of heroin and arrested 24-year-old Melvin Denomes. Wausau police say a suspect arrested for the armed robbery of a BMO Harris Bank admitted that crime was the result of a heroin-fueled rage. 37-year-old Kenneth Powers of Wausau is set to appear in court for that crime next week. Meanwhile, 2 central Wisconsin colleges are teaming up to try and tackle that problem with a new program. North Central Technical and Nicolet colleges are offering a substance abuse counselor diploma. The program has been offered at NTC for several years, but it's new at Nicolet. With money from a new grant, North Central is teaching students at Nicolet through video conferencing. A school official says 22 students are currently enrolled at the program at NTC and 9 at Nicolet. The time this morning is 6:06. We'll be dealing with some chilly mornings for the next few days, but warmer afternoons will make it a beautiful weekend to take in some of those fall colors. Justin has the full forecast after the break.